Hello. One more day. Back at it. Having a ball. How about you guys? Ah, there I am. Of course, you don't see that. Now you do. So where did we leave off yesterday, huh? So we were definitely playing around. I say so a lot. I'm not sure if you've noticed, but I have. We were playing around with the idea of creating pods. Let's look at that. Actually, let me check something real quick. I just realized I was screwing around with the bot yesterday, and I don't remember. That's the wrong one. Bam. Okay, good. It's there. Sidetrack. All right. Anyway, meanwhile, back at the ranch. Well, we should be doing this in code anyway, right? Pal. Let's open a folder. Folder. Documents. In this case, we're under learning, and I called it re-up. I feel a sneeze coming on. It's the worst. All right, we're going with it. Yeah, that looks better. I mean, it's not what you'd be doing if you were actually going for the CKA. You have to do it all in, well, they want you in Vim, but I'm going to use Nano anyway. I saw another streamer using a plugin that lowers the music volume when he was talking. I think I'm going to have to look that up. All right, so yeah. We were screwing around with building an OpenVPN pod, just our test pod, but the point was to just show different ways of making a pod, right? So I think we can kind of do the same thing today, but focus on deployments instead. And that's where we change from run to create. So if we take a look at the create area, what we're going to be after specifically is the deployments, but you can use this to create a number of things. But it's kind of the same basic idea. So if we do a deployment, it's got a name and you focus on the image, right? So roughly the same as creating a pod realistically. So if we create a deployment, we're going to call it Nginx test deploy. Image is going to be Nginx. And where is this going to show up? Do we know? We don't. We didn't define it. Generally, it's a good idea to define it. But if I remember right, yeah, there we are. All well and good. We're making it right where we expect it to be, but that is because we check our config. Get context. This is us. Actually, no. Yeah, I figured it was worth a shot. What else can we do? We can set the output, no headers. Cool. All right, anyway. In our context, we're currently in dev services, and dev services where we're looking. Rockin'. So what that did is it just created that deployment. Boom, 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 boom. What do we call it? Right there. Nginx test deploy. We're going to delete it real quick, because what we'd really want to do, of course, is create it, but we want try run equals client and output equals YAML. So in this case, we can just say test deploy.yaml. And instead of doing nano, now we have test deployment.yaml. And we can send this over and over again, or we can edit it right here and just add some stuff, right? We're in dev services. We can add other containers, resources, things along those lines. Now there is if we go back to the deployment here, we can add all of these other items just directly into the file, right? So dry run, of course, field manager, we'll say where it was created, change our output, we can set our ports, but this one also gives us the ability to say how many replicas. Default's 1, but if we want like 10 of them, but let's look real quick at, what is it? And what we're looking for in this case, this is going to be v1.apps. It's not describe. I know there's an easy way to do it, and suddenly I can't remember it. So that's got the actual endpoints. No, it's API resources. There we go. So we want to do that, shows you what they all fit into. What else do we have here? Need to remember that command. API resources, super useful. disappeared. All right. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, deployments. Let's look up the Kubernetes documents. Documentation. So this is kind of the basics of it. Template, spec with the containers and the container port, right? So let's recreate this real quick on the command line. Control, create, deployment. It's called nginx-deployment. And replicas equals 3. Port equals 80. And image is nginx, and we're going to say try run equals, try dash run equals client, right? And sorry, I'm trying to use the longer form, and I'm not, so that I'm not mixing them up. Unknown flag image. Oh, whoops. So how do we do here? API version, cool. Kind deployment, yep. Metadata. We have the labels. It's got a different app name. The name is correct. So let's look at that. How do we change the labels? Is it a --L or replicas? Oops, I cut it off. Sorry about that. Image names to run. I feel like create has a label switch on it. Let's see. Line template show managed -L. Yeah. Or selector. Aha. So if I go back here and I say -selector, and in here it's nginx. Nope. Oh. All right, what is it saying? --selector equals. Am I gonna have to do it before I define deployment? That would be weird. So create has selector. Supports equals. Okay, that might be specific. That might be later, farther down the line. I think that I'm misreading what that means. So the easier way would just be to add it in. Let's see, there's got to be another way around this. Let's update the pods. Actually, let's just roll through this. This could be interesting in and of itself, right? So let's call this Nginx. All right. Now, let's make it match up. We'll change the app label to just be Nginx, match label to just be Nginx. Our spec has replicas 3, our selector is there. Our template, this doesn't matter. Just a little cleanup. Labels is Nginx. And then we have spec containers Nginx. We're going to set it to the specific version. We've got the port, and it doesn't have any other data in here, so we'll get rid of that. Cool. Let's get rid of this too, just to make sure it matches. All right. And we're good. It matches. Invalid value. What? Oh, did I probably changed it in the wrong place, didn't I? Yep. The details. We have the attentions. 1.4. 4.2. All right. Once again for the second time. How? So there we go. We've got 3 pods. We have 3. They're going on all 3 machines. Sweet. And let's just look at this. This is the final output with all the additional garbage. We can ignore managed fields. We can ignore status. Interesting. And then there's the container, and then we have all these additional things that are added, tolerations, etc. All right, so we have it on 1, 2, and 3. We're not exposing it, we're just up and running, that's it. Now let's look at the next portion of this. So we did that, it's created, it's up and running, everything looks good, right? So actually, output us the information, tells us the images, up to date and available, selector, all that fun stuff. We can check the rollout status as well, right? Status. Deployment. That one. And it says it was successful. One of the flags that they're using here. No, it's taking us back there. Okay. Get this a little bit smaller just so we can see some stuff. Then we look at the replica sets as well. Why not? What's the wide output look like there? Selector app pod template with that hash. Cool. Age is 2 minutes. I might have been talking about this for 2 minutes. Holy cow. And we'll show labels like it shows there. Same deal, right? You must select them. You must specify an appropriate selector. We know that's what we did, right? I'm actually kind of curious what that would look like if there was two that had the same selector labels. I'm actually kind of surprised I don't have something that's already labeled Nginx out there. Caution, do not change this label. Yeah, pretty much anything in Kubernetes that's generated. Don't change it. All right, so this is the part that caught my eye. Let's update the pods to use 16. Set image. Can we control set image? Deployment. Will it do it with just deployment? Well, let's do the whole thing. Nginx dash. It won't autocomplete that for some reason. That's weird. Nginx, we're going to say 1.16.1. We have a new one spinning up. These ones still doing their thing. 2 out of 3 have been updated. One of one. Let's do the output is wide. Set image. Oh, I could have just done that. Good to know. Always try to type less. It's always a good idea. That's why most people actually take Kubernetes control and just variable it down or alias it down to K. I'm sure when I'm here typing the whole thing out, anyone who actually deals with Kubernetes as a job is just like, why you type this so much? Nope. Oh, we did all this. We checked the rollout, kept an eye on that. That was fun. Now that's all of the replica sets. But this is our original one, and this is our new one. And we already checked the pods. We can describe it. Span that out a little bit. And this is just basically another way of saying all of the things that show up in the YAML document. We got our labels, we got our selections, our annotations, letting us know it's revision 2. Old and new replica sets with the new hash value. Only let Kubernetes change something that Kubernetes creates, right? What's this? It says that's the default. Okay. Our new updated image that we just sent. As a result, you might notice there are more pods than expected during a rollout. If it's terminating, it's obviously not serving, so that makes sense. So if you do an update while updating while an update is in progress is always fun. It's up, down, up, down. In any case, if you need to do it, basically don't do it. Suppose you made a typo. It'll update and then it'll get stuck, right? So actually, yeah, let's do that. Let's cause this problem. Updated. No. Roll out status. Server does not have a resource type. Oh. I was wondering why it wasn't auto-completing. Waiting for deployment. 1 out of 3 has been updated. All right. Ready, up to date, 1, available 3. Here's our pods. Uh-oh, error pull image. What's that mean? Let's grep out just the Nginx ones. So there's our dead one. There's the one that's currently running. Here's the one that's trying to run with the bad information. Yeah, and that's what we already saw. Our one failing guy there. Ah, that was a lot longer, huh? Oh, right. That's my bad. I mean, of course it's my bad. It's not going to be your bad. So here's our scaling. 1 of 1 created. Where's our actual error here? Go out. Let's check the history. Oops. Deployment, Nginx. To see the details. Oops. So there's 1.61. Let's look at revision 3. Oh, crap. Moron. And if we look, these are the options that we have there, right? And it's probably just going to have us undo. But let's see if there's some voodoo space magic they recommend. Just undo. Let's do it all the way. Let's do it specifically. Deployment Nginx-2 revision 2. Let's be specific. There we are. Now we have 1, 3, and 4. 2 is gone. Let's look at 3. 3 is still there. Let's look at 4. 4 was 2, is now 4. Everything's running. It's all hunky-dory. This is all just everything we just did. Verify that it was successful. Let's scale you down. Replicas. I wonder what 10 will look like, actually. It may not even get to 10. I've thought about doing that. Setting something up so that people who subscribe or something can just randomly scale something up or down. I've got a bit of work to do for that because, oh, great, it scaled up. What does that do for you? I want to have stats about what's going on down in this area so that you can see what it did. Maybe someday I'll kick it out. Who knows? We'll see. Anyway, holy cow, that's so much. Let's look at the cluster. We're using 55% of the CPU right now. I mean, it's still Nginx. It's not like it takes up all of the memories. Especially if it's an Nginx that's not being hit. But we got a stack of pods. Let's sort them by node. 3, 3, and 3 is the odd man out with 4. So let's see, the auto scale. I don't know how it would go about tricking that. It does make me want to look at something in real time though. So if I go, I don't know if this will really work with Getia, but let's do it. Let's do it on something that's live, right? Here, we're going to go over to Getia, and Getia is just a deployment. So if I go, first things first, oops, where were you on that? There we go. We're in namespace dev services, so we want set, and we want, isn't it -n? I think it's just this. And we have to add the current. I thought we had to add that. No. Maybe I'm doing this wrong. Oh, no, it's, I think it's default namespace, right? No. I had it right. Namespace equals. Do I have to do it that way? There we go. And now we're in that one, just to save us from having to add the -n. All right, so let's do the same thing. Let's say, here we control, scale, deployment, Getia, and if we're looking here, right now we have 1 pod, 1 replica. Let's just double it. Now there's 2. Let's look at the pods. I think all of this stuff is where it starts falling apart. But we'll see. We'll see. One of the things I know is that when I do a merge request, it draws to a close. So if I set up the auto scaling, of course, if it takes just as long to set up a new one as it does to scale, what's the point, right? Waiting. Yeah, I seem to remember that I had an issue. Configure bad request, app, init. Although it's possible that it's actually just pulling the image, because I think the deployment has pull always in place. Init containers, image. Yep, image pull as always. It's taking a very long time though. Let's describe it and see what's going on. Successfully assigned. All we have is scheduled. That's the individual containers. They're all just going to show pending, huh? Maybe that's the issue. Well, we can hop over to Dev Mini 2 and see what's going on. There we are. And what we want is -fu kubelet. Yes. What? Okay. Okay. Oh, I think I spelled kubelet wrong. Yeah. Kubelet. There we go. Error syncing pod. Yeah. So what it's trying to do is mount this data folder, and this data folder only allows one device to be connected at a time. It is, yeah, read write once. I would have to change that to read write many. I mean, we could step back and run through that process, but what you saw is just kind of the basic of, okay, what's going on and why. It's saying it can't mount the volume. This is just one of many ways that you jump out and say, okay, how do we fix what's going on? In this case, you fix it by saying, nope, it's broke. It is funny that it says it's running now. take a look at the log. Oh wow, they both went green. Why? All right, well, let's see. We sign in, and boom, sign in. Now, which one are we connected to? And we're signed out again. So, you know, there's some things that you have to do to make sure that this stuff works together properly. So we're going to go to deployment. We are going to scale you back to 1. And I'm glad it took the newer one out of the mix first. It's interesting that it finally did end up mounting. I'm hoping it didn't put it into some sort of contention. Could be kind of fun to look through. Wait, what? Okay, that's creepy. Pirate Software's short that just came out is called Mr. Robot. And I was talking about Mr. Robot yesterday. It is a pretty popular show in the hacker community. So that makes sense. It's just funny. Wow, much faster. All right. So meanwhile, back at the ranch. Here we have the volume being attached again. Luckily, everything worked before. I didn't check. I guess it took a little bit of extra time to spin up, right? Was that because it was creating another volume? Right? Let's see. Let's scale it up one more time. Why not? We're not going to hang out and watch it this time. Well, we don't have to worry about it pulling the... Yeah, it's still going to pull the image, so... Is it still on Dev Mini 2? Yep, still went to 2. All right, and this is boom, boom, boom. Setting volume ownership. If volume has a lot of files, then setting volume ownership could be slow. Still just has the 1. Still just the 1. I'm trying to remember if I have this set as an ingress or as just a generic. No, it has to have an ingress because I'm using the SSH side of things. Yeah. So this should be, I should be able to just modify this. So I've got this allowing those. Let's see. Ingress, sign out. When load balancing. I seem to remember that there's just something I can add in there. Let's see. Actually, why am I not just looking at the Nginx ingress, right? Not worried about the changelog. Support. We're looking for the documentation. Here we go. Maybe this will do it. So yeah, that's supposed to be what's happening. Watch ingress without class, no. Ingress with no rules sends all traffic to a default. Kind is storage bucket, okay. Doing that. Class scope. Is default true. We have different types. Nope, we're not doing a fan out, although that's kind of interesting. We're not doing that either. This we got. Here we go. Actually load balancing. I wonder if it's a setting that has to be in Gatia. Service 1, Service 2, nope. I think I'm missing something. Definitely missing something. Ever had that feeling? Class name, rules. Okay, we have rules host, HTTP. That's status, ingress, host name. Items, operation. All right, nope, that ain't it. Let's go back here. We're back to having them both running. Let's watch the logs real quick. So right now I should still be logged in. Right now I am still logged in. But now I'm logged out. What happened? Auth.go, sign in. All right, we should be watching both of the logs, huh? Look at these logs. That's the older one, yeah. I just sent a login. Signing in, same deal. Nothing happened there because I load balanced over to here. Sign in, same deal. I have to sign in twice real quick. Let's see. I mean, this is quite old. What's its status? It says it's closed. All the way down to the bottom and see what we got. How to do that is a deployment issue. Okay. Well, there was some conversation. Closed as completed. Let's see. That's not what I'm after. You know, I wonder if I go, no, I have to go here. That's right. This over here. And we'll go over here. Finally, the sneeze came out. All right. Let's go. And we have to do that again, huh? Boom. No, not there. I need to do it here. And put this over here. Don't worry, we're getting there. Huzzah! Error. That's fun. Oh. Both of those are going to throw errors because I have those turned off. If I go here, I'm going to bet this is my issue. So the root in app.ini, which actually I think I need to fix in this. When I say this, I mean the Helm chart values.yaml, which means even though I just changed the password, fun. Ooh, coming. So I'm wondering if I can have these be different. Right now I'm not going to do another upgrade. We're going to leave you the same version. But we're going to try this. Fingers crossed. That's interesting. Deactivate all unactivated accounts. The configuration on this is interesting. I mean, the maintenance stuff. You'd think a lot of this would just happen, right? Hey. Let's check the pod side of things. Is our deployment? Our deployment's still scaled to 2, which is entertaining. So it should update the one on 3 and then kill the second one on 3 and start one on 2 again, is my guess. But I'm going to hop over here real quick and copy that and change it one more time. Huzzah! It really does take a long time to build a new, well, to start a new server. So scaling up may not be the best of ideas in this case. And I think this is one of those conversations against having a bunch of sidecars. Maybe going to grab some water soon. Oh man, you know, I forgot. Whoops. But that's helpful. I was wondering why I was disappearing a lot more. Well, while we go that far, let's go back to what we were doing in the first place, right? So we were screwing around with a test deployment. That's what we were messing with at the moment. And we were following some of this stuff. And that's what it came down to. We started scaling and we decided to scale something interesting for the heck of it. And I saw the auto scale and I said, hey, why don't we go? Well, what I said was squirrel. Just doing a quick double check. I mean, 3 minutes to start up, that's excessive. Let's start up test deploy again, right? No. It is the Nginx Dep 1. Yeah, because it's set to 3. So, wait a minute. Is that still running? Check out our dev services. Yes, it is. So, we're in the wrong namespace, so we need to set context. Namespace, and our namespace is dev services. True. And we're back in dev services. There's all our pods. We got 10 of them running. So let's look at proportional scaling. Make sure that the 10 are running. We've got it. Boom, 10 up to date, 10 are available. So now we break it. I don't know why it won't autocomplete that. That's kind of annoying. Image updated. Now there's 8. It starts a new rollout. We're going to grep out Nginx. There we go. Desired 5, current 5. Let's take a look at it in a visual sense. We got a whole bunch of penders. Let's hop over here and take a peek real quick. Look at our deployment. Our deployment is back to saying 1, so let's scale you to 2. Back to dev services. And as we know, these things are never actually going to go anywhere because we gave it a garbage name. What did I do here? Task, rolling back, scaling. Yeah, here we go. So it's going to say that we need 5. There's currently 5. A new scaling request for the deployment comes along. The autoscaler increments the deployment replicates to 15. It's blocked to the max. Oh, we didn't actually go back to the max unavailable. We missed this one in the auto scaling side of things. So let's do that real quick. Oops, wrong one. See that one, tab completes. Max equals 15. What? Oh. You watched me do that and you said nothing. How dare you? How dare I? I mean, we're still seeing 8 and 5, right? Got our 10, 5, 8. Not much of a change. In our example above, 3 replicas are added to the old replica set and 2 replicas are added to the new replica set. Well, not exactly. What is it saying there then? Autoscaler increments the... Maybe it's because I did it out of order. Let's do a rollback and find out, huh? All right, so the 4 minutes is our most recent one. We've got 1, 3, 4, and 5 because 2 is 4. So let's describe. Oh, wait. Let's look at 4. Deployment and Nginx. So 4 is all well and good, and 5 is the sum tag. so now instead of history, we're going to say undo, and we want to go to 4. Oh yeah, 2 revision 4. And now we're going to have a 6 and no 4. Revision. Everything looks good. But now we want, oh yeah, deployments, Nginx. It says 10, it wants 10. Let's describe it. So what we're looking for now is those settings, the limits that we had placed on it. Where are those? So it has 10 out of 10. Rolling update 25, nothing changed there. Replicas 10 desired, 10 updated, 10 total, 10 available. All right, so what happens here if we go back and do auto scale? Horizontal pod auto scaler already exists. So auto scale deployment. Okay, so how do I delete it? There we go. Super great. It is nice that the error actually tells you what you're looking for, right? Resource on CPU pods unknown of 80%. Current, why is current unknown? That's odd. Minimum 10, max 15. Why is that showing as unknown though? It definitely should be known. It can definitely show how much CPU it's using. So let's hop over here. Okay, we have both of them running again. Let's take a look real quick at this. Oh yeah. Nope. Oop. Do I have caps lock on? Yep. And we need to go back to here. Pop this over here real quick. Like I said, it's not like it's actually a secret. I should probably just set it to something stupid like change me. Because the first thing it does is want to be changed anyway. It did it again, and I'm going to have to change that password. Ay, caramba. Nope. This is fun. Let's see if it took. Nope. Okay. So it didn't get fixed. We know that much. Let's bring you back. Coming. Oh, wait. Deployments, we'll just scale you back down. I do wonder, like, there's got to be something in here. Annotations we've got. Class name's not null, but that's okay. Using Postgres, we're not using that. We're not using that. I wonder if that will automatically, if I were to just make this 2. And let's set this to something a lot easier to deal with. Also something I need to change now. Wham. Uh-oh. When multiple read, write, execute file system is required. Okay. So I need to change you to many. Upgrade failed. When using multiple replicas, RWX file system. Well, it is set to read write many. Maybe there's another. Oh yeah, there is. And next. And it should already be RWX. Should. Okay, I mean, this is the Postgres side of things, so that shouldn't matter. We'll find out. But on the plus side, it does put me back in a place where my initial observation that it couldn't mount the drive was correct. It was probably just, that's probably why it's signing me out, is that it's shoving each other off. I'm a little bit concerned that this is going to try and rebuild the drive. We'll see. Right now there's only one pod. Anyway, we'll let that keep doing what it's doing. Back at the ranch. So our minimum replica is 10, max is 15 still. All right, and now we have to redo the screwed it up. Why is it starting 3 of them? Two replicas, 4. Oh, it's converting the other one to 2. I'm sure this will be fine. We'll just set that aside for now. All right. So where were we? Oh yeah, we're setting the image. Not there. There. Bloop. That is, it just won't autocomplete on set for some reason. Oops. I typoed it, but at least it's, we have 8 available, but the minimum is supposed to be 10. Waiting for deployment to finish. Okay. We need to grep out Nginx. Then a new scaling request comes along. Does it come along on its own, or is that their way of saying they need me to do it? So let's try it. Replicas equals 15. And now it has 12 and 7. So it added 4 and 2, not 3 and 2. Close enough. So I have 12 available. it doesn't have desired, it has ready. Oh, do I have to do output wide? Is that what it wants? I still don't have desired. Yeah, whatever. Git deploy Nginx. We've got the status. Let's see what that looks like. That's interesting. So I paused it, but the status is still waiting. Will this work? One 1.16.1. Oh. There we go. I caught it that time. Notice that no new rollup started. Well, I should have checked that beforehand, probably, to, you know, give a little more context. All right. You can make as many updates as you wish. Another one, huh? CPU. And how little memory they want to give it. And that's just setting limits to say this is the maximum amount of CPU, maximum amount of memory. Straightforward. And then we resume it. To date 14, available 12. We have a whole bunch of terminating and creating and all the fun stuff. I don't want the deployments. I want $15 across the board. It's too late for that. You cannot roll back a pause deployment until you resume it. Good to know. Quick peek at Gatia. I'm wondering, it's not peeking anything. Is maybe this thing. Yeah, I'm gonna bet the fact that that hasn't changed, and I'll bet I can't change it. I'll bet if I do this. It's gonna fail. Yeah. So my only option is gonna be to create a new one. I'm actually curious about that because supposedly when they get deleted, it's not supposed to actually delete them unless I have that in the storage class, but this is NFS v3. I don't think it's a delete. Oh, I guess it is. Okay. So I'll have to make a new claim, I guess, and then just copy everything over manually, which... not today, rabbit. But on that note, quick break. Don't worry, it'll be fine. Wait a minute. That's better. Okay, be right back. And we're back. This whole deployment thing is quite long, huh? We already did pod. Actually, it's a good idea just to, realistically, I should have just started like here and just work my way through. Like Windows and Kubernetes. There's some fun in there, I think. All in all, it's pretty rare that I sit down and just like, let's do this thing, right? It's always, I want to do this complicated thing, and let's start taking these individual chunks and stringing them together to make it work. Not, let's just sit down and watch the stream of data swirl our hands in the stream of data. So Kubernetes marks a deployment as progressing when one of these things happens. Cool. When the rollout becomes progressing, the deployment controller adds a condition with the following attributes. Actually, let me pop back over here real quick, just because I'm curious. I am curiosity. It says 2, but it's not going to be 2. For the heck of it, real quick. I bet we're seeing the same issue though. Boom, boom, boom. Yep, there we go. So let's keep ourselves sane. And we're going to scale you down to 1. And hop back over here. Yoink. And I'll leave all the read, write, many. I mean, it's going to fail, but whatever. We'll just switch replicas back to 1. Wait, what happened? Replica count is 2. We want replica count to be 1. And I'll just let that run. But it does let me know that that's something I want to do. It won't be an easy process to do it, but whatever, right? Who cares? We do these things not because they were easy, but because we thought they would be easy. As ever. And no. Let's see. All right, we're back here. That's scaling down to 1. We can just let that happen in the background. Let's hop back over to deployment land. Whee! Boom. No. Yes. No. Okay. So this is talking about them progressing, completing, what they look like when they're failed. Oh yeah, let's send a patch. I don't actually do patching as much as I should. Just not the way I go about it. I will just edit the file instead. It just seems to make the most sense. I kind of wish that there was a way to take the existing and just export out the changes and then save that as a patch file, but and that probably is. Boom, boom. And we're doing it JSON style here, just in case you're confused about why it's not YAML. It's not YAML because it's not YAML. You can tell by the way that it is. Nope, I don't need that. 600. No change. Spec. Well, let me copy pasta. It still says no change. That's fun. Once the deadline has been exceeded, the deployment controller adds a deployment condition. Why did it say that that's no change, though? Let's look up that particular thing. Maybe it's 4 years ago. Progress deadline seconds. That's what I'm looking for. All right, so let's take a look at the actual deployment, shall we? Swap over to dev services. Drag this into screen so you're actually looking at what I'm looking at. So it's supposed to be under spec. We want 10 replicas. We've got our selector. We've got our template. Progress, deadline, seconds, 600. I'm going to delete this on here. And let's try and put that patch again and see what happens. Still says no change. I think that's just a default value, right? Yep, it's back. So maybe we change it to 60. There we go. Now we have a change. Scroll all the way down. Now it's 60. I need to get rid of some of these. A good amount of them are not really valid anymore. All right, so let's hop back here. Either due to low timeout that you've set or due to any other kind of error. Insufficient quota. By default, it is 10. you want to roll out releases to a subset of users or servers using the deployment, you can create multiple deployments. API version kind, metadata, template, the same. Nothing new there. Spec template and spec selector are the only required fields. Pod template and deployment must specify appropriate labels and an appropriate restart policy. So, update styles. Read about pod disruption. All right. So what we're going to do real quick, we're going to write the deployment spec, because that's how we are. We're going to work off of this one. Right now it's set to 3. We've already changed it to 10, right? So the template, replicas we've got. We've got our selector, which is a match label for Nginx. Spec selector and metadata labels do not default. Deployment may terminate pods whose labels match the selector. Okay. Yeah, we already covered that. They already said that. What do we have under spec strategy? Nothing. So add that in there. We'll do rolling update. Sure, sounds good to me. All existing pods are killed before new ones are created. That seems rough. You can set specs max. Spec strategy rolling update. I mean, that says to me it's supposed to be like that. Well, luckily we have an example, because that's going to show up here. Spec template. Where's the word rolling update? What the hell? That's no fun. We're looking at max unavailable. Why not? Max surge 1. Oh, there we go. We have an example right here. Strategy type, rolling update. Oh, it needs... Of course it does. Let's go back to playing with those. We also want the progress deadline in seconds. Although it defaults to 600, so I'm kind of fine with that. Minimum ready. Let's set the revision history limit. Not 10. We're going to say 1. All right, let's deploy it. Oops. There's our terminal, new terminal. All right, you know what we don't have? Should probably define our namespace. I guess we know that that's what we're working in, but let's just make it so we don't have to worry about that, right? Oops, not apply. Create. Deployment inverted camera, blah, blah, count on Marshall array. Spec strategy rolling update. What am I missing there? Strategy. Type, rolling update. Rolling update. Try that again. Ah. All right, let's see how this looks. Everything's running, easy peasy. Our deployment shows 10 out of 10. Now, what happens if we just trash can them? Goes to 0, 10, 4. And we only have 1 revision. Just like we asked for. Sweet. Well, we made it all the way through deployments in 2 hours. Even with the little sidetracks. So I guess what we can do is look at that deployment. I guess what we can do is look at Getia. Might as well. First, let's clean up the Nginx deployment. Let's make sure we're not leaving a mess. What are you getting an IP for? Oh, Dronio. No big deal. I should get rid of that deployment too. It's technically archived at this point, right? All right, so let's look at what we need to do here. Well, actually, one thing I definitely want to do you know what I want to do more? I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch over here to Getia. At the end of the day, it's a deployment. There's nothing else really involved in it, right? So I'm thinking if I export this deployment, I can make the changes that I want to make. I can modify the services and the ingresses. And I can basically make it so that I have my own development version that's separate. Well, it seems to me, actually, if I'm going to have a development version, it needs to match the production version. So maybe I just do that. Maybe I just look at this release. Human. And I'm basically just going to have to clone this out, call it dev. That's funny, it still has the old password, even though I required it to be changed. Whatever. All right. There's definitely going to need to be some changes. Copy this out. And then I'm going to go to charts. I'm going to look for Gatia. I don't think I have Bitnami Gatia on here. I think this is, yeah, this is actually Gatia. So why? Oh, it's this one. That's why. And we're going to make sure it's 10.2. Make sure it matches, right? We'll do an install. And I'm going to do Control A, delete, will pasta. There are going to need to be some changes, obviously. I'm going to need to request a new IP. What do I have in services right now? You're going to be in Gatia. We're going to call you dev. And all I care, of course, I can't sort it by external IP. That'd be too easy. Or it looks like 9 is my highest. Although that makes me wonder. There we go. New address pool. Why? IP address pool. You are 101 to 110. Okay, so I have 110 available. Cool. I wonder if I can just edit this. Can I change this range to 20? Will it let me do this? Hey, it will. Cool. Doesn't matter. On here, we're going to 110. Find all instances of 104. I'm going to change you to 110. If I remember right, I'm going to have to make that. It doesn't exist. Sweet. Here, community, address pool, advertisement. It might just be something I have to add to the service. We'll see. Alright, gonna be 110, blah blah blah. Everything's good there. I do know we need to get rid of that. That needs to be a secret. Now, one thing that I do need to change, I need to make it so that dev is dev. So my original setup here was that everything that was in there was, everything that was in the cluster is dev. But I changed that so that I have prod, which doesn't have a dev in front of it. It's basically the same thing, just without that. I think I'm going to have to fix this guy first. And I need to change that password now. I think I have to change it on the ingress as well, but you know what? If I have to change it back, I have to change it back. That's fine. One.dev. Be the same version. I'm just hoping this doesn't break everything. We're about to find out. Why does that seem wrong? I feel like I screwed something up. Probably something I should have checked first. Like, no, it's correct. Fingers crossed. We'll see what happens. Although when it hangs like that, that usually means it's trying to change something it can't, and it's going to fail. We'll see. All right, let's see. Now, the interesting part about this is that all of my repositories, I'm going to have to change the remote, but that's okay. Bing. Why are you not secure? It should be secure. Temporarily down. Oh, okay. It's still getting its certificate. Not all namespaces. Oh, it's still starting. Ish. Make sure nothing screwy what happened in here. Yep, I gotta fix that. And now it's requesting the new certificate. Yay! Always plan for this stuff ahead of time. Don't do what I'm doing. Sweet. We is all good. Okay. So now we can go over to the new one that we're making. And I can leave the .dev in place. We're going to say -dev, -dev. We're going to have to go do that real quick. See if I can remember how to do it. -u. Let's hop over to my notes. See, this is another one. It's got a static IP, and I just attached it to this and haven't gone back to fix it. It doesn't even have, it's not even behind an ingress either. It's the worst part about it. All right, what am I looking for? Delete Jupyter. Nope, that's not in my notes. There we go. Let me hop this over here real quick. Or not. I have a nice to-do there about adding, like, caramba. Well, to Google it is, and I'm going to sorry, I just saw, I was looking at my PostgreSQL.save in there, and it just says add a user. All right. Postgres, add user. What did we decide to name that user? db getia db-dev. We'll just copy pasta that. So create user. This is with password, and we're going to use my favorite. Yoink. Yoink. It's something I'm going to have to pop in here. Yoink. Oh, it can't be a dash, huh? All right, so let's go back here. We changed the username. And we're going to do the same thing here. I'm also going to copy this and actually put it into my note. Just like that. Then we need to create the database. Notice these are purple. So this is going to be create database. And what did I change the name to? Getia dev with owner. Is that owner. All right. Throw that in my note as well. And then we need to add database access to, what the heck is the name of that file? We'll exit, clear so that I can bring this back. We're in 15 main, and it is PGHBA. Oops. Make me a sandwich. basically, I gotta remember to delete that one. But we can just copy this. What did I call it? Katia Dev, yep. With this owner. Yes, all right. Control Shift V. And then restart. That should be that. All right, so now we go here. We can leave that the same. That's the same. We set the password. There really should be. It doesn't make sense that that's not the case. You can encrypt the secret values in the values file. What? This one, it like, I generated some secrets. Okay. And the extra markup in the templates directory. If you're okay, so I just have to create no. Your Helm charts values that YAML is free to support a UX for those familiar with using Helm. You can now define whatever notation you want. You can reference case values, whether secrets or not, by specifying them in your container as environment variables. We've already done this. Wait. None of this is in Helm. Alright, well, for now, and this is what happens. You take something that is, anytime you take something and make it temporary and just say, I'll figure it out, I'll come back and fix it later, you don't. Temporary is just another name for permanent. That is .dev. Now, in this case, on this one, I will have everything already writing as if I can. It'll be set up so that I can do multiples. In theory, it'll be read write many on the access mode. All right, we're in the right namespace. Hold on to your butts. I'm kind of curious to see if this will work. Looks like it. So they should be separated. And in this way, at least I can, is it creating, it's not creating, or it hasn't created the claim yet. That'll be entertaining. Uh-oh. Nope, that's bad. Nope, nope. Nope. Did well, obviously I did. Storage. Nope. 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 No. Claim name. There we go. It's a good thing I checked. Right, let's go storage. Hopefully there's a new claim being made. Nope. 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 Nope, maybe. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. That's actually kind of the worst outcome. All right, nope. Nope, nope, nope. We're just going to get rid of it. Okay, it didn't screw anything up. We got to it in time. So what I was concerned about there is if it updated some of the files to the newer version, then the one that's actually using those files on the older version is going to have an issue. All right, so we're gonna do here, we're gonna go Tia, we're gonna select you, we're on 2, we're gonna install, we're gonna get rid of everything, we're gonna paste. We're not gonna put you in default, we're gonna call you Tia dev. And we're going to run that. All right, now do we have a new claim? Please tell me we get a new claim. Dev, pod. All right, this one's dying like it should be. Good. We still only have the one claim. Not a fan of that. Okay, that's unrelated. No, it's not unrelated. When did I do this? Okay. So, is it gonna make me make it? I mean, if I have to make it, that's fine. All right, let's just make one then. Boom, boom, boom. Can I do that with create? I think I can. Nope. Control. Oh wait, it's PV. Patch plugin port, no. Storage classes, storage capacities. I already have a storage class. Well, let me just do this. Gatia 2. Oh, Gatia dev. PVC YAML. We get rid of the volume name. All right. Read write many. And then the majority of this is garbage. Name is crap. What did I name it? Human. Oh, that's snappy. Data Gatia dev. We can get rid of you. Instance. In this case, is just Gatia dash dev. Oh no. Is the app still going to be called? That might be an issue. It doesn't matter, it's not in there. Also doesn't matter, it's not in there. Now I gotta change that again. This is one of the things I hate about Helm charts, like really. Okay, so if I go to this deployment and I look at you and I edit you, yeah, your app name is the same as that app name. I need to change these labels. Am I going to be able to? Okay. All right, hopefully that's helpful. And then I can do the same thing. I will have to look at this, because I'll bet cool. And the service. Okay. Ingress is already handled. Doesn't have a load balancer, which is okay. Not worried about you. All right, so I just need to finish that up. And that's here. Yeah, most of this is garbage. What am I doing? Leave those. I don't have to worry about the finalizers. Everything under managed fields can go. Oop. Okay. All right, that went right to work. And we have you running and doing your business. Coming. Uh-oh. What's happening here? Failed to initialize sync database structure. Might fail due to database connection. Oh, I might need to delete the database because it may have run as version 4. Oh, well, what do you know? It resolved it itself. Cool. So now we have you. And technically you're not there, but that's because... No. You should be fine. Oh, you know what? The problem is probably that it recently requested a certificate already. But that should be fine as well. It should be able to use that certificate, right? Oh, it doesn't have the TLS stuff in there. Well, that's kind of dumb. You can go away. You can go away. You can go away. You can go away. Go away. Okay. So under spec, under ingress class name. Oh, it just didn't use it. Okay. But it should be tied up with rules. But we have to change the secret name. Katia Dev. There we go. Acme is fun. One of these days I'm going to revisit the Acme server from Small Step. It really is a cool little setup. Although that's taken a little while, isn't it? Dang it. How are you guys not going to warn me about this? That other one's going to be hanging out there forever. Bam. Fixed. All right. So now we have a development version, which is not going to work with that. It's no thanks. Cool. Now, here's the question. Because I set this one up initially so that I can scale it up, what does that look like? So now, if I scale you to 2, see how long that takes, first of all. We're already at 30 seconds. And it went green. Well, that side went green. And now it's telling me I need to change my password. Okay. That's kind of a, yeah, I know. Let's see. Sign in. I mean, it seems like I'm in the same loop, right? Well, it got me in. But how long till I get signed out again? Right there. And I'm back. All right, so it's still not a fan of running more than one. But at least now I have something to actually test it. So we're going to scale you actually all the way to 0. And at least we have something to work with now. Now it's going to be interesting shifting over time all of my cloned repositories to the new address. But, you know, what's done is done, and at least I'm standardizing finally. We have to do the same thing with Redmine here. That's going to be a different can of worms though, because it's just running off a static. And I think, if I remember right, part of that is because it's also a Helm chart. Yeah. Actually, now I'm curious. I haven't updated this in a while. I should check to see if there's an update. I mean, I got 5 minutes. Do you got 5 minutes? Yeah, see, that's the default stuff. So it's at 28. Newest version is 29. What is there in between? Let's go to the highest version of 28 first. I always try to do that, is step through the versions a little bit. Like, I'm not going to do each individual one, but I'll go to the highest that's the same major version before I jump to the next major version. Let's look at the pods real quick, make sure the new one starts. This is one thing that, if this were a standalone server, 16 restarts would be unacceptable. But it's a pod, who cares? What does this deployment look like? So it's just a deployment, nothing else really. It's got a service and it's currently set to external. And it's not using an ingress. But it does have a service. I just gave it a static IP. Is it not going to die until I log out? It's looking fine. There we go. Cool. No problems. We're going to do one more upgrade. And I'm going to go from there to the highest currently available, which is the next one up. Oh, no, it's not. Wait, why does it say it's that? I already did that. Wait, yeah, okay. There we go. All right, let's do some quick cleanup. Clear all this out. We're not using any of it. All right, upgrade. See, that's... Oh, there we go. That always bothers me when it doesn't load like that. Updating, let's go. And I think with that, it's basically 5 o'clock. I think we did some good today. No one stopped by that I saw, but if you did, and if you're hanging out right now, thanks for spending part of your day with me. And if you're watching this on YouTube, thanks for hanging out to the end. Like and subscribe if that's what you're into. If not, then see you next time, hopefully. Yeah. Good times, good times. I'm hoping to do a little bit more of these kind of basics videos. It's good to jog my own memory, and it's, I think, useful. Be better with a little bit of Q&A, so I don't have to burn this last hour like that, but whatever, this is where I would put my audience if I had one. Anyway, hopefully talk to someone later.